Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we ask ourselves, who would we work for if we had to work for one of the big bourbon brands? My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Tim Swaya and Ryan Thompson.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey, so we're going to be doing that today, and think along the lines of the old brands, the ones that have been there for a long time, the ones that before all the craft boom started and all that kind of stuff, the ones that were there making whiskey, and we'll talk about that and who we think we would go to work for if we had to. So I get that I don't want to work for anybody around. They're entrepreneurs, like I wouldn't want to. If you had, we're playing the game of the show today where we would go to work if we had to do that, but we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Tim said that there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Tim?
All right. So I've got a high school graduate this year, and I'm planning a graduation party.
Okay.
And I'm like all jacked up about it because the last one, both brothers graduated from high school, and then 8th grade, we had this whole thing planned, and it rained the whole time, so we had to move the whole thing inside. So now I really want to blow it out. I'm talking like food truck, snow cone truck, bouncy house. And if I can get away with it, try to get a band in here and just blow this neighborhood party up. But the general's kind of already looking at me like there's no band. So I'm starting to think about this. I'm kind of talking about it with him, and he's like, "Yeah, it sounds great, but isn't that a lot just for family?" And I'm like, "Well, you're supposed to invite your friends, dumbass."
Right.
Well, Mom,
You invite the whole school. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, well, am I overdoing this whole thing for a graduation party? Am I thinking? I feel like I'm throwing a party for myself now.
That's where I was going, Tim. I was like, "Who's the party for?
Yeah.
Right.
Graduate or yourself?" Exactly where I was going.
That sounds like Tim wants to party for himself. Yeah. Tim Unleashed. Well, man.
Right, Tim Unleashed. I'll get Rush, by the way.
It's a party for Tim. There just might happen to be some graduates there moseying around. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
I'm like, like food trucks and like a snow cone. I mean, you think that would be something these kids be into right now?
Oh, yeah.
You would think. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
These were a big thing when I graduated, but like I went to a little tiny school, but like everybody, it was like a competition to who had the best open house. Like it was a competition. Like, oh, my mom did it the best. Like I had a really great one. And I think yours is going to be cool. Fucking food trucks and snow cones. That's going to be epic. They're going to be like your kid's going to be like so popular for that whole summer until everybody goes away because he had the best open house. It was a competition.
Yeah.
He's last summer, he's going around. He's like, yeah, I like going to all the other graduation parties. I'm going to do that again this year. Like, but what about for your own? He's like, no, I'm good. Just do it for family. And I'm like,
okay, so like this generation's weird where like they don't like all the attention on them, and I don't understand it. Like they're just like, no, I'm just fine in the background. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you make bank off of it too. The more people you invite,
you want to have the open house.
You have no expense of throwing the party, but you get all the gifts. It's not a bad gig.
Bring gifts to these things, Akeley?
A graduate party, of course.
Yeah, bring a card with money. They don't care about a gift.
Ryan's our single friend, so he has no clue how. He has no clue how life works because he's never had to do anything. So he just gets to have fun. Ryan just gets to have fun all the time.
My brother's youngest stepson graduated.
Life is the best.
And we had a full out party. Like They have this huge hill in their yard, so we did like the big slip and slide. They have a pool. It was a full out party, and like, you know, we're all like slightly alcoholics. We all the adults brought beverages. Like we I think we turned it into an us party more than a party for him. But that happened. It's fine. He got his money. He went on with life. He was good.
Yeah, my kid has a little bit kind of McNew tendencies because she graduated, high school, had to have a big party, so we had the big party, and then she graduated college. Now, when I graduated college, my parents wouldn't allow me to have a party because they're like, none of your cousins graduated college. I'm like, how the fuck is that my fault? They're idiots. Yep. We should be celebrating who's doing something and accomplishing something in their life versus we have to kowtow to the lowest common denominator, which was every other one of my cousins on both sides of the family. Not one. I was the first cousin on either side to graduate, and well, there you go.
So, I mean, you should get all the parties, Steve. Everyone should pitch in for your party.
So my kid graduates college. Okay, so we have a party for college graduation. Now she's getting her master's. She's out of the house, and she's like, "What are we doing for a party?" I'm like, "You don't live here anymore. You're an adult. You have your own
expired."
Place. Yeah,
that coupon expired. Yeah.
I think you still like take her out and buy her like a nice dinner and some drinks.
Maybe I'd be up for that. I mean,
that's different.
Yeah, but a party? There's no party.
Yeah. What's your definition of party? Not some big bacchanal.
Yeah. And then the warden tells me, "Oh, my parents will be coming in for the graduate." What? I got to deal with this.
Now it's a whole thing.
I can't walk around in my underwear, it's a whole thing. I got the in-laws here.
Just wait till she decides she wants to get married, Steve. That's going to be a whole other.
Oh, that's not even.
I just went through that.
That's horrible.
Oh, that's. Talk to me about that. That's not a good experience.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
No, I think what it comes down to is I'm not going to work the graduation party by doing the Costco cold cuts, all that crap. Yeah. We're not doing that this time. We're just going to have some fun with it and actually enjoy ourselves instead of working these graduation parties because they're not going to like it. Screw it. There's a lot of rum going into those snow cones. That's for damn sure.
There you go.
We're going to have some fun with it.
Fine. So yeah, like everybody does like the Costco, like the trays and stuff. We ordered pizza for mine because I like pizza. My mom's like, "What do you want to eat?" I said pizza. She ordered like 70 pizzas to be at my graduation party, and it was fantastic.
Okay, what kind of pizza? Was it Little Caesars? Was it Little Caesars?
No, because I like multiple things. So we had like Papa John's and Pizza Hut, and we have Pizza Kings in Indiana. We did it all. I'm like, whatever anybody wants, we're having. And it was like a pizza buffet.
70. That's a lot.
You see like all the pizza delivery guys getting in a fist fight in front of the McNew household.
The McNew household.
Bumping into each other.
McNew household, yeah.
We didn't host it at the house though. So we did like a park. So we have like really nice parks like where you rent the shelter houses or whatever. And there's more parking because there's no parking at my parents' house. So, you got to outsource those things sometimes.
Outsource. Yeah, we're at the park. Okay.
We're at the park, the shelter house. It's where we do all of our family stuff.
All right, good.
My high school threw a high school graduation party, but we didn't have individual house parties necessarily.
You got to do your own.
Yeah. One time I had my buddy Tim Barton said, "Hey, we got this cool thing where they rented this place and they got bowling alleys in the basement, and he's like, there'll be girls and all." I'm in high school then, by the way. I'm not married. I'm a high school kid, not dating anybody. I'm the freshman year in high school or whatever. So he talks us into going to this damn thing, and he's a Southern Baptist, and we go there, and you got to watch. They make you watch these propaganda goddamn movies, and so I thought, well, fuck it, I'll just go to sleep. It's an all night thing, and they lock you in there. You can't get out of there. And we didn't have cell phones. I'm like, these days your kid can say, "Spring me out of here." We had no cell phones. There was no way to get anybody, and so I just thought, fuck it, I'm gonna close my eyes and go to sleep. I'm 14 or 15, however old you are, and they come by and they start slapping your foot. Wake up. You can't, you got to watch the movie. And I don't want to watch the movie. And then
you got rope-a-doped.
Yeah. And then, so it's me and my other buddy, Mike, we're there because Tim talked us into going this damn thing. So then because we're not behaving during that, they have the, come up in the sing-along part, and it's kids of all ages. He's like, there's girls. Well, God, then there's like kindergartners, and it's all the way from the whole church of kids from whatever age they can be alone in this thing, and then we got to go up there, and they're singing "My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean." You have to act it out, And they make us do this, and we damn near killed my buddy Tim over this. It was the worst night of my life.
Oh my!
Yeah, I would have found a dark corner and curled up in a ball and gone to sleep myself there.
So that was the weird thing. It was like the youth group cult things, like where the weird kids were always in youth group. They're like, we're doing a walk-in. It's like a slumber party. I'm like,
that's how he's pitching.
Fucking slumber parties I go.
He's like, it's a bowling alley, and they got snacks, and there's we got girls, and the whole thing. And we're like,
the ages.
I was used to we're
gonna I'm in.
Bed, we're sneaking out the window. That was not those fucking walk-ins. Those were horrible.
They were horrible.
God.
Yeah. So terrible. Were we talking about something else? I forgot.
Steve, you feel better now?
Yes, I feel better. That's been a
really
long time
triggered
coming.
a deep dark memory.
That's been 40 years in the making, folks. I'm 55 now. I was 15 then. So yeah, that's finally
still burned by the propaganda.
We can close that chapter now. We can close that chapter. Guess what? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Ryan. Ryan, what do you got there, man?
All right, we're going to go the old tried and true. Going the little Russell's Reserve 10 year tonight.
Okay. I heard a squeak.
There's a little pop.
Keep saying that. Keep thinking that. All right. Tim, what do you got?
I'm going with a fresh bottle here. This is a bottle of bourbon barrel aged rum from Second Sight Distillery down there in Ludlow, Kentucky.
Oh yeah, I heard they're fun to go visit. Nothing. Ryan's
Are you
got
kidding
the lead.
me?
Ryan's got
I almost
the lead.
hurt myself.
Oh yeah. That was just wicked good. It was. Do you listen to these shows? You're a listener. Do you go back and listen to the ones where it say there's nothing there, and then what do you think?
No, I'm a Becca Sue. I am like Becca Sue. I pass all the shows.
You don't listen to your own stuff.
I neither.
Okay. How do we ever grow as performers here? Apparently we can't because we don't listen to our own stuff.
We don't.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. McNew, how about you?
You keep inviting me back, so I must be doing something right. I must be around for entertainment value.
I've whittled it down to like the 8 people that I really like that come on these shows, and it's really who has the better sounding mics too, because you get the whole thing. Yeah, some people their mics are so bad. It's like even if you like them, you're like, I can't have them on the shows. Their mics are terrible. Oh,
so Tim, it's not a personality trait; it's the equipment.
You got a good mic. You got a good mic.
Good equipment.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, McNew, what do you got?
I have some old Granddad Bonded.
Okay, that was really good.
Beautiful.
That was really good.
Stuck the landing.
You got the lead. I think you're going to be in good shape here. We'll see what happens. So I have a 2020 Yellowstone limited edition. So I haven't opened this in a long time. It's been sitting here. So I'm hoping maybe it has a good cork pop here. Let's see what we got. If I was close, I lost it on the slosh at the end there. Did you? I mean, that was bad. That was
yes.
There was a lot.
I kind of like the slosh actually.
Slosh just killed it, Steve.
Yeah. I could have made an argument that I won that until the slosh. So yeah, McNew, you win. Cheers.
I didn't know slosh was a bad thing. I kind of liked the complexity it added.
No, it's not good.
It's a cork pop challenge, not a cork slosh challenge.
Yeah. Fair enough, Tim. Fair enough. I got you.
Yes.
Good point.
Okay. Yeah. All right, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about what heritage brand we'd like to work for. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
This is Freddie Mills, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about which heritage brand we would work for.
Yes, we are. So we're talking big bourbon, we're talking old bourbon. Who do we want to work for and why, of course? It's not just, we can't do a show where you're just like, okay, it would be this company and then that's it. We just say 4 companies and then we sign off.
Okay. So Steve, did we have to say what position we wanted this company, or are we just working there?
Well, sure. Give us a what position too. Go ahead, McNew. Go ahead, McNew.
Well,
like a waiter approaching you just as you're drinking. I'm like, how do you like your meal? How's the food come out?
Your mouth stuffed with food.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's like stuck in the side like a squirrel, so I can answer. It's gross. So first, I would go with Maker's Mark, and I think it would be lovely to be a tour guide there because it's absolutely beautiful. Like, I don't think you can have a bad day on Maker's Mark property. Like, the sky is always blue. It's gorgeous. I would be a Maker's Mark tour guide first.
Okay.
And second, you can't compete with Bernie, but it would be nice to be like a Heaven Hill tour guide just because I really like their products. Wow. Not a tour guide, brand ambassador.
She just worked her way into 2 gigs. Even though
she slid right into both of them, huh?
Which one? She's working 2 jobs.
I working
2 gigs.
Oh, I hope they don't find out. I'll
piggyback on McNew's thought there with Heaven Hill. That's where I was going for a couple different reasons. One, they're obviously right there in the Bardstown area, which is just one of the most historic spots when it comes to our industry. And then there's just a lot of fun to be had right there, which is great. 2, not to echo McNew's with Maker's Mark, but even Heaven Hill is just a beautiful property. And their visitor center is gorgeous. There's just a ton of history going on there. You got a number of products to choose from. You can't go wrong. And so I was going Heaven Hill all day long.
Heaven Hill. Okay. And would you hang out with McNew when she's working there?
Yeah, maybe on a Friday night or something. We have to go back a couple.
You work besties?
Okay.
I love having a work bestie.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
But
yeah, Ryan's like, hey, have you heard of my work wife?
Ryan's like, I really do. I don't want to go.
Absolutely.
She's my work wife. So all right, Tim, how about you?
I am also going to be working at 2 places because I've struggled with both of these.
I didn't know we could do this.
I like them. I know we'd never be able to do it. We'd never be able to figure it out. But my top choice would be Four Roses.
Four Roses.
What I love about Four Roses, you have the 2 different plants. You got the 2 different places. Right. You got the warehouse at Cox's Creek versus the distillery out near Lexington there. I like being able to looking at both places and getting on the road. And there's something about driving past all those rick houses in between. Plus, you're close to Jim Beam there, Claremont, meet with your friends. I can only imagine the fishing holes that are around there down the Cox's Creek area. And I like the simplicity, but the complexity of 2 yeast strains you get just the mash bills and everything that you got going on there. Yeah. But I do appreciate the industrial plant at Barton 1792.
Oh yeah.
While they've now kicked out customers and you can't be in there they kicked out tours and everything like that. You're there just to make hopefully the best product you can try to do there and not have to worry about the whole customer experience. That to me is the distilling itch really puts me on being at Barton right now. And I like that they're both two private companies. I think Kieran is traded here on the New York Stock Exchange. I'm pretty sure they are, because then Kieran still owns Four Roses. But Sazerac, private companies, you can get away with a lot more. You can have a lot more fun with some things. You can innovate a little bit more. You're not too worried about the shareholders or the quarterly earnings reports. You still got to make money, but a little bit more flexibility at a private company versus a publicly traded company.
Yeah. Yeah, Sazerac, you just got to make William Goldring happy. It comes down to a family, which is kind of cool. The same thing with Heaven Hill, of course. So, Shapira family, which is awesome. I would work for, and it's cool no one said it, I would work for Buffalo Trace. I think it combines the beauty of the grounds and the history, supposedly, I don't know, there's an argument whether it's the distillery that's been, open for business the longest out of any of them. It doesn't matter. It's cool. There's you got Colonel Taylor history there. You got Blanton. I mean, so many greats and the stories, and being able to work there with Freddie Johnson would be cool, and hearing him talk, and I don't know. I think that would be pretty awesome to work there.
That was a close second for me, Akeley. If I knew we were allowed two of them.
Well, yeah. Well, apparently other people said you could have two. So
I just come in and make my own rules. Nobody said I couldn't.
Yeah,
Buffalo Trace
did make me look like the idiot. That's good. I walked out the coattail on that all day long, because you got to make a show out of this, and choosing one of these is a little difficult because they're all unique in their own way.
It's hard to choose just one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went ahead and just chose two, despite the
rule making. But here's the thing: like, when you switch jobs as much as I do, like you gotta put those applications and resumes out multiple places. Those are the two I'm going to.
Okay.
Did you also work for two people at the same time as well at one point in time? Did you hold two full-time jobs?
Well, yeah, they work at home days, and she's got two jobs. She takes two jobs, accepts them, and then just kind of lets it work itself out. Whichever one bubbles to the top and is better. Who
was paying me more, and he was the least annoying.
There was a shitload of that stuff that happened, and it probably still happens to this day, because a lot of people Stu Dill gets to work at home. So yes,
I like the strategy, McNew. I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing that. I think a lot of
here's
people
the thing: like, I left a very toxic old job that I was killing myself for. But I was like, I'm not doing the bullshit anymore. So I just did whatever made me happy for 6 months, which was way too many jobs. But it was
for a while, weren't you just working where if you lost your garbage can, you could call you and you just send them a new one? Weren't you doing that?
No. So when they hired me, they said, this is sales for new accounts. I was like, yes, I will sell you a trash can all day, every day. And then
trash can sales.
Yes. We got bonuses for how many we
family had to be proud. What's our little Stephanie doing these days? Oh, she's selling trash cans.
Oh
yeah, she's finally the education's paying off. She's selling trash cans.
The big 75-gallon trash cans. That's big deal.
Those big ones with the hinged lid. They're hinged.
That's right.
They were nice.
The Cadillacs and trash cans.
And then they turned it into they're like, oh, we can't hire customer service reps because that sucks. So when we weren't selling, they made us take those calls, and people would call about the dumbest shit. They'd be like, my trash can got scratched. It's a fucking trash can.
They bitch about the lady that sold them the trash can. There's this California sign. Like, oh my God, you need a 75-gallon trash can.
Sales rep.
A hinged lid. It's like, oh my God. And they're like, this crazy lady sold me this trash can. She was horrible.
And at the time, there was a shortage of drivers. So I'd be like, yeah, that can be there Tuesday. Tuesday rolls around. We don't have a fucking driver. So it doesn't show up till 2 Fridays later. And they're going,
we'll show up on Tuesday. 2 Fridays later, here they come.
You have to be like, yeah, you can just throw your bags on the curb. It's fine. They'll come pick them up. They're like, we can't do that. Our HOA will be mad. I'm like, yeah, well, mine too. Just tell them to go fuck themselves like I do. It's fine.
Yeah. We had a guy, and the trash guy reaches out. He says, I drove by the ABV Barrel Shop, and I'm a trash driver, and we don't have you on a route. I'd like to give you a bid. Do you think that the ABV Barrel Shop in the middle of a strip mall has any control over what trash fucking company we use? No, I just had to delete it because my natural intention was to tell the guy off. But yeah, the landlord does that. I have nothing to do with the trash. They have no say in that at all.
Yeah, and I also don't care. I'm like, as long as you come when you're
the trash can, people seem to be doing fine.
I don't care.
The trash job is terrible. They seem to do a good job because we're right behind. There's residential right behind the business, and those people, of course, come and they use they start. You look in there, there's a goddamn mattress and shit in there. Like, there's no way that any business in here is throwing a mattress in there. It's these people, and so the shit gets overpiled and falls over. The trash guys come and they pick it up off the ground. I think that's when you're talking about a trash company, that's a pretty goddamn good job if you're willing to go that extra mile, pick shit up off the floor. Goddamn mattresses in there and shit. I'd be done. I just hang it up. I'd be like, I tell you what, landlord, you got a goddamn mattress in your commercial thing here. Come take care of that. We're not picking that up.
Yeah, people are wild. No, so I ventured into that, and then I just immediately went back to insurance bullshit because it's comfortable.
The highlight of your career was working for the trash company, I feel.
I was only a month, and
that was the tippy top.
Like a blaze of rage. I rage quit that job.
Well, what was the one that you had that didn't bubble up to the top, and it was like a California company that you just sent back there. They send you all this shit, like a computer, all this shit. You unbox all of it, and then you decide to quit like 3 days later, and then you just drop it in the box, not wrap or anything, and just ship it back to them. I'm done. Like, your shit's like in the mail. Do you have like one of those prepaid things?
Yeah, I gave them a whole week and a half. No, so
10 business days
from that? Do you get a pension? Is that
no? So we were training AI to do insurance verification, which I did at my previous job I was at forever when they were sending me Chicago all the time. That's what I was doing, was training people, training AI to take these verification calls. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. It's easy. But they were just like, can we pay you more? Will you stay? I was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore.
Ryan, you ever get those AI calls where they're like, we're with Google and we're verifying your hours, and then you ask them a question and then they sometimes can answer it, and then you ask other questions, and then finally the thing that's, I am just an AI robot taking the survey.
All the time.
Her name was Eva, and we always had to call her Eva. She had a name. So it was Eva, and we were training Eva to verify benefits. It was actually pretty interesting.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well,
it was interesting.
You're part of the problem. Did they think about using
your voice and then committing fraud with you voice verifying everything as you go?
Okay. Can you imagine if you called your health insurance and you heard my voice?
Oh my God.
What hurts? Like your testicles hurt right now? What?
Press 2 if your ass hurts.
All the testicles.
Oh my God.
The good news is that
oh my God, will you just make a selection already?
Can you fucking hurt?
Like one? Just hit one. Fuck it. Hit one.
McNew, maybe you're halfway through your career, so that's good news. I can't wait to see what the next 20 years has.
Oh, yeah. There's 30 more jobs left in her career. So, yeah it's exciting. So, yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we answered who we'd work for. And I'm sure if they hear the show, they'll be like, this is a person we want to work for us. After hearing the show, they're like, oh, clearly,
very hireable individuals.
Come on, guys.
So there you go. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Tim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
All right, Ryan.
At Heaven Hill. Wait, I'm sorry. That's a different job. Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV and probably working somewhere.
Probably. Yeah. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See ya.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.